Most riders think speeding is the number one killer on a motorcycle. And yeah, going too fast absolutely gets people in trouble. But here's the truth: the mistake that takes out more riders than speeding has nothing to do with the throttle. It's intersections. Not slowing down, not looking properly, and not anticipating what drivers are about to do. That's the silent killer of motorcyclists. Think about it. Every single ride, you're hitting multiple intersections. Cars turning left across your lane, someone rolling through a stop sign, a driver texting instead of checking their mirrors. It's not the open highway that's the real danger. It's that everyday intersection where people get lazy. And here's the worst part: most riders don't treat intersections with the respect they deserve. They roll in casually. They lock their eyes on the light instead of scanning side to side. They don't cover their brakes. And by the time they realize that car is pulling out, it's too late. So let's talk about how to avoid becoming another statistic. First, assume nobody sees you. Here's the mindset shift that separates pros from rookies: you are invisible. I don't care if you're wearing the brightest neon jacket in the world, rocking LED headlights, or even locking eyes with a driver. You cannot trust that they see you. Riders get taken out every day because they assumed visibility meant safety. It doesn't. Think about the way people drive. Half of them are looking at their phones. The other half are staring at their GPS. And even the good drivers, their brains are tuned to see cars, not motorcycles. We're smaller, we're faster, and we don't fit the mental picture they're scanning for. That's why you'll hear riders say, "But I had the right of way." Guess what? Right of way doesn't mean much when the guy in the SUV never even noticed you were there. So what do? You ride like nobody on that road can see you. Pretend you're in stealth mode. That means every time you approach an intersection, you're already assuming someone's about to cut you off. You're watching the front wheels of the car at the stop sign. You're checking mirrors. You're planning an escape path if someone pulls out. Here's a drill I recommend. Pick an intersection you ride through daily. As you approach, ask yourself, what happens if that car turns left right now? Where am I going? If you don't have an answer in 2 seconds, you're riding too casually. Build the habit of scanning for outs: shoulder, lane split, brake space. Treat it like chess. You're already 3 moves ahead because you've accepted the fact that to drivers, you're invisible. Pros don't ride paranoid, they ride prepared. And the way you prepare is by erasing the assumption that people see me. They don't. And the day you start acting like they do, you're gambling with your life. Second, cover your brakes. This one's simple but massive. Covering your brakes means keeping at least 2 fingers resting on your front brake lever as you approach intersections. Why? Because reaction time is everything. If you need to stop, your fingers are already there. No reaching, no fumbling, no panic, just instant stopping power. Most new riders don't cover their brakes. They're cruising in with a loose grip, thinking they'll just grab the brake if something happens. But here's the problem: by the time you move your fingers to the lever, you've lost half a second. At 40 miles an hour, that's almost 30 feet. 30 feet is the difference between stopping safely and slamming into a bumper. And here's the kicker: covering your brakes doesn't just help with emergencies, it also makes you more aware. The second your fingers are on that lever, your brain shifts into alert mode. You're ready. You're anticipating. You're not casual. You're dialed in. A lot of riders worry that covering the brake means they'll grab it too hard and lock up. That's not true if you practice. Spend time in an empty lot riding slow, 2 fingers on the lever, gently squeezing, gently releasing. Build that feel. Soon it becomes second nature, and instead of overreacting, you'll be smooth, controlled, and quick. Professional riders, track racers, stunt riders, cops, they all cover their brakes. Not because they're paranoid, but because they know the margin for error on a bike is razor thin. A car can slam its brakes and shrug off a fender bender. We don't get that luxury. So next time you roll into an intersection, ask yourself, are your fingers already on the brake? Or are you betting you'll have the reflexes of a superhero? Cover your brakes. Don't give up free reaction time. It's the cheapest insurance you'll ever have. Third, slow down through intersections. Now, this is the one most riders absolutely hate to hear. Slow down. Everybody loves speed, the rush, the flow, the feeling of slicing through traffic. But here's the truth: intersections are the one place where slowing down is not just smart, it's survival. Think about it: intersections are chaos. Cars coming from four different directions, pedestrians stepping off the curb, bicycles weaving through traffic, people trying to beat the yellow. And in the middle of that chaos, you on two wheels, the most vulnerable vehicle in the mix. Too many riders cruise through intersections at full pace, thinking, I've got the green, I'm good. Wrong. The guy making a left across your lane doesn't care that you have the green. The driver blowing the stop sign doesn't care. The person texting in the minivan doesn't even know what color the light is. Here's what pros do differently: they roll off just a little. I'm not saying crawl through at 10 miles per hour, but shave some speed. Go in with your head up, your eyes scanning, and your brain already primed to react. That small speed reduction buys you time. Time to see the car rolling. Time to notice the pedestrian stepping out. Time to grab the brake without panic. And don't get comfortable just because it's your neighborhood street. That's the trap. Riders think, I know this road, I ride it every day. That's exactly when you get complacent. And complacency is what gets people nailed in intersections. Here's a mindset shift: treat every intersection like a live hazard zone. You're not scared. You're not timid. You're tactical. Speed down just enough to keep yourself in the game. The ride doesn't get less fun because you took 5 miles per hour off in the danger zone. It gets safer. And safer rides mean more rides. Bottom line: nobody looks cool getting T-boned. Slow down, scan, and give yourself the buffer you need. It's the simplest move that pays the biggest dividends. Fourth, eye movement. Tunnel vision will bury you. Here's something that separates the rookies from the pros: where you put your eyes. Too many riders treat intersections like they're just another patch of road. They'll roll in, lock their eyes on the green light, and that's it. Like the light is the only thing that matters. Wrong. That's how you set yourself up to get blindsided. Because the light never killed anyone. The cars did. Tunnel vision is one of the sneakiest killers in motorcycling. The human brain wants to focus on one thing: the light, the car in front of you, the road straight ahead. But the second you let that happen, you stop collecting information. And riding is all about information. The more you see, the faster you process, the quicker you react. The less you see, the more you're gambling with your skin. The secret is to keep your eyes moving. You're not just watching the light, you're scanning the entire intersection like it's a crime scene and you're the detective. Left, right, mirror flick, back left. Scan the wheels. That's the giveaway most riders ignore. Forget eye contact with the driver. Sometimes you can't see through tinted glass or sun glare. Wheels, though? They never lie. If they twitch forward even a few inches, that's your early alarm. They're about to go, whether you're ready or not. Think of it like this: when you drive a car, you can afford to be reactive. You've got crumple zones, airbags, seatbelts. On a bike, you've got a t-shirt, maybe a jacket, and a prayer. You can't afford to be reactive. You've got to be predictive. And the only way to predict is to see it before it happens. This scanning habit doesn't just save you at intersections. It makes you sharper everywhere. You'll start noticing the pedestrian about to jaywalk before they step off the curb. You'll catch the semi drifting across the line before it swallows your lane. You'll spot the car door about to swing open before it smashes your mirror. But here's the harsh reality: most riders get lazy. They know the route. They know the streets. And that's when the danger strikes. Complacency at intersections kills more riders than any twist of the throttle. Train your eyes like it's a workout. Don't just ride straight. Hunt for threats. Constantly scan, constantly check. Build it into muscle memory until it feels weird not to. Because once you've had that one close call, that one left turner you caught only because you saw the wheels moving, you'll never ride lazy again. Fifth, don't trust turn signals. Blinkers lie every time. If you ride long enough, you'll learn one brutal truth about drivers: their blinkers lie. A turn signal isn't a promise, it's barely even a suggestion. Some drivers throw it on at the last second, others leave it flashing for miles. Some don't even know it's on. And if you're the kind of rider who trusts that little blinking light with your life, you're setting yourself up for disaster. Picture this. You're cruising up to an intersection. Car ahead has the right blinker on. You think, okay, they're turning, I'm safe to roll through. Except they don't. They keep going straight, right into your lane, while you're already committed. Or worse, they signal left but cut right across your path instead. It happens every single day, and it's why seasoned riders develop a healthy distrust for blinkers. To a pro, a turn signal means nothing until it's backed up by action. Are they slowing down? Is the car's nose dipping? Are the wheels actually turning? Are they drifting toward the curb? Those are the real signs. A flashing arrow on the bumper? That's just noise. Here's another kicker. Sometimes drivers use their blinkers as a mask. They'll throw it on to get into the next lane, but they're not looking. They're not checking mirrors. They're not checking blind spots. They're just drifting, and you're the one who disappears if you assume they're predictable. So how do you ride it? Simple. Act like every turn signal is a trap. You see it, but you don't commit to anything until you see the car actually making the move. You leave yourself space. You cover your brakes. You keep an escape line open. Because the moment you start trusting blinkers, you're handing your safety over to someone who might not even be paying attention. The difference between a rookie and a pro rider is this. The rookie sees a blinker and assumes it's the truth. The pro sees a blinker and thinks, prove it. And let's be honest, nobody ever regretted being too cautious. But plenty of riders have regretted trusting a blinker that betrayed them. Now, the reality is, speeding might feel dangerous, but most of us know when we're pushing it. It's the everyday, I'm just cruising to work kind of ride where riders get blindsided. That's when the guard comes down. That's when the one mistake, treating intersections casually, comes back to bite. So the next time you roll up to an intersection, ask yourself, am I acting like a pro? Or am I making the same mistake that's killed thousands of riders? Ride smart, stay sharp. Subscribe to Autozium, and never ever let an intersection catch you off guard.